Hello everybody, it is Basic Carl. Today I will be showing you how to fix a common Game Boy cartridge problem. I have with me my copy of Pokemon Gold. Now, it works fine, plays fine. The only problem is it won't keep a save file. And that's because these old games have a battery similar to this one that keeps the save file while it is out of the Game Boy. Which means you'll only be able to keep a save file if you have this battery right here. So what we're going to do is open it up through the back here with this tool, and we're going to solder in this new one. So what you'll need, obviously, a cartridge that you want to swap the battery on, some extra solder right here, this here battery, it's a CR2025. So you want to be specific that it's a CR2025 because there are some different batteries out there and you don't want to end up screwed. This, I'll leave a link, opens specifically the security bits on these cartridges. So yeah, if you want to do this, you're gonna need one of these. You could use the Bic pen method, which is you heat up the tip of a Bic pen and then you stick it in there, wait for it to mold, and then you use that. But you know, there's always a chance you won't do it right. And then you're going to need, there's two things. You can use it, like I'm going to in this video, with soldering gun, which if you have one, it is very hot. It's not a toy, and make sure you observe all safety precautions. Or you can tape it in there. I purposely got this battery from videogamemuseum.com, which I'll have a link to this specific product in the description, because it has these soldering tabs that I can solder onto. There is another way you can buy batteries without these solder tabs, and you can tape it in there, but the finished look is a lot better with soldering than it is with tape, because you need a lot of tape to keep it in there. Okay, so here we'll open up the back of this Game Boy cartridge, and keep in mind that these haven't been opened for a while, so they're kind of difficult. Here, I'm going to pop it out over here off camera for a second. And once you unscrew it, it's getting a bit more loose. Hold on. There we go. Barely starting to come off there. There we go. And once it's fully unscrewed, like the others, this is magnetic, so put the screw off to the side, make sure not to lose it. These slide down, so you're going to want to slide it down and remove it. Kind of tricky. There you go. And see, ooh, it looks like somebody actually put in a new battery, but this is actually a very nice board here. Somebody took care of this, but it still doesn't keep a save file, so this could be an old one. So what I'm going to do is swap out the battery. So if you can see on that one, these batteries are very similar, but there's a positive side and there's a negative side. As you see, this is the negative side. It's going to go right where that is. If you have a soldering gun, you can undo the solder right here and right there. If you do not, you're going to have to clip off the little soldering tabs. It's a pretty quick removal if you do it right. Here, I'll use this to pry it up. You can take it out, actually. I might take it out just so that I don't damage the casing. So here, let me get the solder off of it. Try not to remove too much of the solder, because you may want to use the solder that is there on the other battery. And here we'll take off this solder, and our battery is removed. Okay, so now, as you can tell, flip it over, you see that was that's positive side. So we're going to take our new battery, which is under this new battery, and notice first of all how it says CR2025. You might not be able to see it, but it's right there. That's how you know that you have the right battery. You're going to want to make sure you put it on the right way. positive side down. Gonna want to move the battery into the right position. So, looks like the gentleman who did this might have just put it on the wrong way. So you want to make sure it's difficult. You got to get it in the right spot. You want everything to line up and be pretty. It is going to be a bit difficult, so I'm going to rotate it. Now, I'm sorry if I'm blocking most of it, but what we're doing is just using the solder tabs. And we're just going to solder over it. So this is where you might want to have some extra solder. What I did there is just sort of get it attached barely. It's probably not going to cover the new solder tabs you have, but if you solder where it is, you'll get it to stay while you do the other tabs. Yeah, so that didn't stay that well. Un momento. Now we piece it together. Okay, now that we've replaced the battery, we are going to fire it up, and there's a lot of talking in the beginning of Pokemon Gold, so we're going to have to get through that, and then hopefully it will save. There we are. Game Freak, new game. So, if there's a hard part in this, it is most likely getting even solder or just taping the battery in. Other than that, there really shouldn't be any problems. If you're not comfortable using a soldering iron, like I said, you could tape it. Aesthetically though, soldering is the best way to go. I'm not an experienced solderer, but I was able to do it with, you know, it worked well for me. It wasn't that hard. So, it should be easy for you, so as soon as we get past this, I'll save, and hopefully it'll keep a save file. So, there we go. Gonna save. There, I've gone and I've saved. Okay, save the game. Off. Take it out for a couple seconds to prove that it will keep a save. We can go ahead and pop our gold version or whatever Gameboy game you're working on, and hopefully we'll see it continue. Continue. Alright, see? So now I am able to save my games, and I've got my new battery in there. Difficulty level low, like 2 or 3 out of 10 maybe. Just you know, be careful with the soldering iron. At least know the basics of soldering before you're going to do this, and that should be it. Fairly simple, like I said. The batteries look like this. You replace them. Just a recap of what you'll need. You'll need this bit to open the security screws. You'll need a game you want to fix, a brand new battery, tape if you're not using a soldering iron, and if you are using a soldering iron, you're going to want a soldering iron. Most of them will get the job done. You don't need a specific heat. Usually the average when you pick up at a hardware store is what you're looking for, and some extra solder, because the solder that comes with it is usually never enough. Most soldering kits that you buy will come with at least a little bit of solder. So if you have a soldering iron, or if you go out and buy one, make sure you get a little bit of this with it. And that's really it. So now it saves and it's functional. And, you know, Gold's a very nice game. There's a lot of fun glitches on it. So that is how you fix the save battery on a Game Boy game. Thank you for watching.